Today, we're gonna make this button, the auxiliary button, work on my 2005 Honda Odyssey. All right, so I'm just gonna open the auxiliary adapter, ordered on Amazon. Sort of like egg surprise for adults. Not sure what's in here yet, but hopefully they sent the right part. All right, here's a picture of it. A car audio interface, digital music changer. All right, so this part is the part we're gonna put in the radio. This is the part that's gonna come out of the car. This is like for an old iPod. And this is actually the one I'm gonna be using. This is what hooks into the headphone jack into my phone. All right, so the piece that we unwrapped, we have gotta have access to this part so we can plug it into our phone. This piece, I don't care about. It's old technology, so we're just gonna ignore that, but I'll show you what we're gonna do. Right here, we're gonna take this out so that we can drill a hole in the back so we can pull this through it. So it'll sit right here and we can plug it into our phone. Easy access. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is come over here to your glove compartment, open it up, and if you look closely, there's a little spot for that you can put your screwdriver in. I don't want to damage it though, so I'm going to cover up the screwdriver with a little cloth, hopefully to minimize the damage that I do to the, you just want to wiggle that end in and start to gently pry up. Once you hear it start popping and get enough room, you can stick your fingers under it and then just gently pull up. The popping sounds okay, you're not breaking anything. You want to come across. All right, it's stuck a little over here, so I'm going to go around to the other side so I can put my screwdriver under it. All right, now I'm on the other side of the car. So I've pulled this up and I'm fighting a little bit right here, so I'm going to just put the screwdriver on the top here. See if I can get it to pop out. We'll take my fingers across. Oh, I think I can get it from underneath. There we go. All right, now, you don't want to yank it off because it's actually still attached in the back. There are 3 wires, one on this side, one on this side, and then one underneath that you're gonna have to squeeze to release. I'm going to start on the driver's side. I'm going to undo this one first. Oh. I will see the button. Okay, so there's a little tiny button you've got to squeeze together, and then it's just going to come right off. Just got to squeeze it together, wiggle it. All right, we're gonna come over to this side, same thing. There's a little button right here you just press it and pull out. And then there's one down here below. You're just gonna come under and find the little button. Right here, you squeeze it and pull. Right here, we're gonna take this out so that we can drill a hole in the back so we can pull this through it. So it'll sit right here and we can plug it into our phone. Easy access. So in order to do that, we got to take this off. All right, so right here, all I have is an 8mm screw head, or you could use just a regular Phillips screwdriver, either one. You've got 2, one here and here. So I'm just going to undo these. Get it loose, finish it off with my fingers. And so I won't lose them. Like I almost did. We're gonna put it right here in the cup holder. All right, on the other side. Put it down in the cup holder. All right, now we wanna be careful that we don't break these little plastic pieces, but there are right here 2 places that I can see that I'm gonna press down on. And here in the corner is another one. gonna wiggle it till I can pop it out. This is a little tough. There we go, just kind of pull on it. I got this side loose. There's this one. Pull on this side. Sounds like you're breaking the car apart, but you're not. All right, and then I'm just gonna wiggle it out. And then right here is where we're gonna put the hole. So we need to go get a drill and drill a hole right here. All right, so here's the piece I took out of the car. And our goal is we wanna put a hole right here. Now, the end result, to be able to get our headphone piece through the back, we're gonna need a 3/8 hole. But just to be careful, I'm gonna start out small. All right, let's see if our jack will fit through now. There we go, perfect. Got it through. All right, the next step is to get the radio out. All right, so there are 3 screws right here, still using the 8. Again, you could just use a Phillips head. And then one way in the back. Way back there. It's so far back, I'm gonna have to use an extension to reach it. So let's start with the easy ones. Let's take those out. Again, until they're just, I can loosen them with my fingers. I'm gonna put them down in my other cup holder to remind me that those are the ones that belong to the radio. All right, so we've taken these 2 out. Now we need to get the one way in the back, so we're gonna have to get an extension. So first I'm gonna take this 8 off and put this little adapter back in. I'm gonna get my long one. Attach it. All right, now we're gonna see if we can reach the one in the back. All right, so I've gotten the screw loose, but I wanna be careful, make sure I get it out. So I'm gonna use my magnet here and just stick it back in there. There we go, got it. Beautiful, right there. All right, now let's see if we can pull this radio out. Oh, that was easy. I am gonna get the keys to my car though and put this down in drive to get it out of the park because the park is blocking me from taking out my unit. So let me do that. All right, I've gone to get my keys so that I can get this out of park, get it out of my way. I'm just gonna click it on. Oh, windshield wipers on from yesterday. All right, I'm gonna hold it so that it doesn't come crashing on me. All right, I've got it out of the way now. Beautiful, now I can pull out my radio. All right, so I just put the car back in park because in drive it was driving me crazy. It has this dinging sound. So anyway, put it back in park because our next step is really to get this radio out of the way so we can do some work. So if you look in the back, there are 4 adapters right here, and really we're just gonna take them out because they're color coordinated. It'll be easy to put them back in. Gray goes with the gray, green, green. White, white, this is the one actually we need. And blue down here. All right, now I've got a radio out. Have some working space. I'm gonna take, remember our adapter fancy thing from Amazon. And as I told you, there's 2 pieces. Well, I'm just gonna take some wire cutters and snip off the part that goes to the iPod since it's old technology. And all I really want is this part. So I'm gonna take this part and I'm just gonna feed it right here. There's a hole. And it's just gonna feed. Let me balance this. All right, and it's just gonna feed down under here. And we're gonna pull it through, and we're just gonna leave it hanging here, and we'll deal with that in a little while, putting it back into our hole. Then we're gonna take this part that we want, this is what we're gonna be plugging into our radio right here. We're gonna tape it back here with some tape, maybe some wrap ties might work the best so that it can just kind of stay at home right there, and I'm gonna put it back into the radio. All right, so I've got my wire cutters. I'm just gonna make sure I'm snipping the right end. This is the unusable side. I'm just gonna toss that in the trash. All right, I've got some tie wraps. Let's see if I can tie wrap this onto this wire. Now we're ready to put the radio in and put all of our wires back together. Make sure I get the right ones. There's our gray back there. All right, so we've got our little gray one, our new white one. We're just not gonna reuse that white one that came with it, and the green one, the blue one. All right, so let's get this plugged back in. Here's our gray, our new white one that goes to our adapter. Got our green one. All right, and then the big blue one here at the end. Make sure our wires don't get all tangled up. All right, so now I'm ready to put I'm just gonna I'm pulling down my headphone wire. And I'm just gonna, now I've got to get it back out of park so I can put it back in. So I'm gonna put my keys in. And move it back down into drive so I can just put my radio up. Just gonna wiggle it back into place. Now I can put it back in park. And I think everything looks good. My wire's coming down right here. That's gonna go down. All right, now I've just gotta put my screws back in. Remember, there's three, one here, and one in the back. So I'm gonna start with my long one since my adapter's already on there. Make sure I dropped it. I found it, it's right here. Ooh, I think I'm gonna actually use my magnet just to get it started. Seems wiser than my first choice. Why anybody put a screw way back here? It's beyond me. There we go. All right, now let's see if I can do this. I think next we're going to put this back in. So make sure you pull your wire, don't pull it too tight. And we want to put it back into our hole we made. Pull it through on the other side. I have to wiggle it. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to pull this back in. Remember, we got to pop these in right here and here. All right. And I've just put this through here so it won't fall. Remember, there's two screws we got to put back here. I'm going to put our screws back on. All right, that one's nice and tight. I'm going to put our other side back on. All right, so now this is here. You can see that it's coming right through. So you can just tuck it in and shut it up if you want to. Or I think that I'm gonna put mine through here and just leave it hanging out there so I can plug my phone in. If it's not long enough, which I'm thinking this is not gonna be long enough for me, I think I'm gonna get a little small adapter to make it hook up to my phone, since I usually put my phone up here on the windshield. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it tucked in because we gotta get the headboard back on. Here we go. Remember, it just snaps back on. If you'll look, it'll help you when you take it off. If you'll notice where the little snap ends are, all right? They're right here. You see as I'm pointing them out? That'll help you know. All right, and the 3 green things, we started with this one over here, and then we worked our way over here. So we're going to, I dropped this one down in here and grab it. All right, so I'm gonna work my way back. I'm gonna start with this gray one on this side, on the driver's side, and snap it back in, because it looks like it's gonna be the hardest. There we go. All right. And then the next one, I think I'm going to do this bottom one down here. All right. And then I'll pop this top one back in. Let's see where it goes. All right. Got them all. All right, here we go. Let's start over here on the left. And just kind of make sure it's all fitting. There we go. All right, I think we got it, guys. We are back together and ready to check out our work. All right, let's see if all our work has made our aux button work. All right, so I've got my phone, and I'm gonna plug it in to the head jack. All right, I've got this on my Google Play Music. We're gonna get our keys, turn on the car. All right, we're going to see if our aux button turn on our, I'm gonna have to put my code back into my radio after uninstalling it. This may be in your manual. It was not in my manual, or I couldn't find it. So we just called the dealership, gave them our VIN number, and they gave us a little radio code. So we're gonna try that out. Now my radio's back up and working. I'll reset my clock later. But really what we're interested in is the aux button. Let's see if it works. So I've put it on. It'll say CD4. I'm gonna come down here and let's see if it can play. Woohoo! We did it!